Hey friend, welcome back to Bible Tract Echoes. I'm Micah McCurry, your host. Thank you so much for joining me once again on the broadcast. I want to talk to you for a moment about the importance of counsel and getting counsel from the right sources. It's like choosing to drink from a dirty stream or a clean stream. The question is, do you want to get sick or not? Do you want to be helped in the future or not? I'm so thankful for this series of messages. I preached them at my home church not long ago, and some dear folks told me they were a help, and I thought I might share them on the radio broadcast here on Bible Tract Echoes. Yesterday we spoke about the happy man says no. Today we're going to talk about bad apples, good apples, and drill instructors. I want to point out the fact that counsel is so very important. Getting counsel is important. You know, no matter how great a televangelist may be, no matter how powerful a radio personality may speak, someone like me, will never replace what your home church, the place you can actually attend, a pastor who cares about you, a personal connection like that, a radio personality, even Bible Tract Echoes, can never replace that. So let me encourage you to tune in today as we talk about apples and drill instructors as we continue this thought in Psalm 1. My prayer is that it's a blessing to you. Listen now as I share this recording of a message I preached not long ago. I hope it's a help to you today. Wonder, as we look at that first thought there, blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly. You know, counsel is the advice and it's the worldview of others. We know Proverbs 11:14, where no counsel is, the people fall, but in the multitude of counselors there is safety. In Proverbs 12:15, you're gonna see here, a lot of this is gonna come from Proverbs, but the way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but he that hearkeneth unto counsel is wise. Proverbs 25, one of my favorite verses, counsel in the heart of man is like deep water, but a man of understanding will draw it out. May I tell you, friend, especially young men, young women, but I also realize that these devices are not just addictive for my generation. Scrolling is not seeking counsel. But you don't understand. I'm learning how to rebuild a car. I'm learning how to, whatever it may be. Friend, you know as well as I, there's a lot more filth on that than there is good. And the algorithm does a really good job of feeding you exactly what your flesh wants. Walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. You could say walk. It's a casual agreement. We're just walking along beside each other. A stand, a considered alignment, like you chose to be there and sit. Maybe that's a committed allegiance. You could say that there's a downward spiral that we see here in Psalm 1. Nor standeth in the way of sinners. See, this is no longer casual exposure. It's deliberate attention. You've stopped moving. You're giving ear. They have your interest. Proverbs 4:14 says, enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men. Avoid it, pass not by it, turn from it, and pass away. You think of Joseph in Scripture. He didn't stand with Potiphar's wife too long, did he? He didn't have a choice in the fact that he had to occupy that house in some form or fashion. He had to walk. He was the major domo. He was the manager of the place. He was the chief administrator. He had to walk through there on occasion. There were things he had to do. But when she threw herself at him, he didn't stand around to see where this was going. He ran the other direction. He that walketh with wise men shall be wise. We see here, nor standeth in the way of sinners. It's worth noting the man that we're talking about here would not be just walking past sin. He's now standing in it. He's loitering. He's lingering. But let's be careful not to misapply this when we think about the happy man says no. Evangelism versus influence. You ever heard someone try to make excuse for why they do what they do? Well, I'm just going to go down to the bar because I'm going to witness to the guys there. Well, you've had a history of problems with alcohol. Maybe witnessing in the bar isn't the best place for you, right? But let's talk about evangelism versus influence for just a moment here. if you are witnessing to others, what this church does Saturday after Saturday and Tuesdays with the ladies and a big day outreach and all that, when you go to a neighborhood and you knock on a door and you can smell the skunk inside, are you walking with the ungodly? Are you standing in the way of sinners? Well, you think about, we talk about, you put a good apple in with a bunch of bad apples. The good apple doesn't make the bad apples good, right? We understand that. But that application applies to a passive interaction. If you are just going with the flow, you're absolutely right. One bad apple in a bunch is going to make the rest of them bad. But let's flip that. Brother Todd, you were in boot camp some years ago. They had a bunch of gentlemen, maybe some of them were knuckleheads, that poured off of a bus, standing, I don't know if it's a Marine thing or an Army thing, standing on, yellow footprints or whatever it may be, and there were some drill instructors. And I don't know what the ratio was, but there was probably one drill instructor for every 5, 10, 15, 20, however many it was. But there were definitely more recruits than there were drill instructors. And you know what? The Army does not anticipate, the Marine Corps does not anticipate that the recruits are going to drag the drill instructors down to their level of incompetence, do they? They're not too worried about those guys with the flat brims and the loud voices making fatal errors and becoming just like those raw recruits. No. Those drill instructors, the DI, drill instructor, they, by force of persuasion and or corporal punishment, I'm not sure which, they drag those recruits up to a standard. And I've heard Brother Todd talk about breaking us down to build us back up. What a great illustration of what the Bible does to us. But the difference is those drill instructors aren't very passive, are they? We have an opportunity to go into a lost and dying world, and you're not misapplying this verse right here. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsels of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners. The fact that you stand across from someone that smells so strongly of whatever the substance may be and stumbles out at 11 o'clock on a Saturday morning, and they went to sleep at 3 o'clock in the morning from a bender on Friday night, that doesn't mean you're standing in the way of sinners. You're trying to pull them away from the way of sinners. This is a offensive purpose. As we talked about this morning, this is not defensive, this is offensive. Romans 12:21, be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good. And then James 4:17, therefore to him that knoweth to do good and doeth it not, to him it is sin. God doesn't just bless separation, he blesses obedience. And sometimes we have to be in the world but not of the world to obey God. Nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. Now we see the third and final ascent. Not waiting, not even standing, sitting, settled, stationary, surrendered. See, there's a difference between peer pressure and peer participation. You ever been there? When you feel the eyes of all the other people look at you like, are you going to go with us? You going to do this thing? I had the chance to spend some time with Brother Avery and his dear wife, Harmony, and Big Mike was there. I realized on Wednesday night, I get there, long story short, we got there 20 minutes after the service started on Wednesday night. We were supposed to get there in the early afternoon, and I walk in, and Brother Avery Pastor Avery was just holding up just a little while, taking some prayer requests and things so I'd have time to get there. It was a 3-hour drive from the airport. It was quite a thing. I get there, and off we go, and it's so good to see friends and Big Mike. And then my wife gives me this look, and afterwards she's like, they don't call him Big Mike here. All right, well, he's my friend. I'll call him what I want to call him. So I was very honoring, and I didn't call him, Brother Mike, not Big Mike anymore. But he was telling me some stories about Bible college. I, as a married off-campus student, did not have the same experience at Bible college as Big Mike did. He got everything in. He figured he had like a grand old time, Brother Matt Payne, in Bible college. And I don't know if the statute of limitations has run out on everything he's done. And so I'm not going to tell his stories for him. I'll let him tell his stories. But what is a seat? Sitteth in the seat of the scornful. Commentators vary, but one said, the scornful are those who mock at religion, who deride the truths of God, who make, get this, light of sin. Sitting indicates a settled condition. He's at home with them, this man who sits with the scornful. Matthew Henry said the seat of the scornful denotes a proud and presuming spirit. They're not just sinners, they're scoffers. Another commentator said a progression from indecision to complete apostasy is what we see in this verse here. But we're going to come back to that thought about making light of sin. Historically, the seat or gate of a city often referred to positions of influence or governance or teaching in Ruth 1 and Proverbs 31:23. So this man potentially has not just accepted sin, he's adopted its worldview. But let's talk about something where maybe the enemy's greatest tool to get us to adopt the world view of the world. What's more scornful than the average doom scroll session that we spend on social media? You want to talk about making light of sin? Now, for one in 4 reels or TikToks you come across are ads. And you know what you're doing? You're filling someone's piggy bank when you watch those, even if you scroll right past them. But you know as well as I that we'd amen our pastor standing behind this pulpit, and he'll preach against, I'm glad for, he'll preach against sanitized CCM, and of course, it goes without saying, Christian rock, hard or otherwise, no chance. Christian rap, get out of here. Christian pop, all that, come on now. But instead of that, the computer that we have, that God's given us, this oh so incredible machine, we will download the devil's top 40 directly to our dome in 15-second intervals. How much sense does that make? And the vast majority of them, what do? Make a mock at sin.
Friend, we've got to be careful about that phone. We've got to be careful about the screen usage. We've got to be careful about what we allow into our eye gate. It's so very vital that we are very particular, that we are very careful with every instance of what we allow to infect or lift us up. My prayer, as always, is that you have a great day for His glory. We're going to continue and talk tomorrow about maybe ask the question, why am I so, or why are you so depressed? Listen in to Bible Tract Echoes. God bless.
Thank you for tuning in to Bible Tract Echoes, the radio ministry of Bible Tracts Incorporated. Want to see our gospel tracts and other resources? Visit us online at BibleTractsInc.org. That's BibleTractsInc.org. Or follow us on social media to learn how you can partner with this ministry. Thanks again for listening. May the Lord richly bless you as you live for Him.